represent a peripheral constituency of Lagos State. Let me start by commending Mr. President for his aspiration to take our economy from recession to the path of recovery and growth. But however, a budget is just a declaration of intention to achieve certain goals within the financial year. The challenge is translating the intention and aspiration to concrete achievement. And I would like to start by looking at some of the basic assumptions of the 2017 budget. Well, I would not want to comment on some of these assumptions because they've already been passed, part of the MTEP earlier passed by this House. But however, I want to touch on two of these assumptions, which are the exchange rate and the rate of inflation. Based on our experience with the 2016 budget, the exchange rate the 2016 budget was based on the exchange rate of 197 naira to a dollar. But the reality was that the exchange rate went as high as 485 naira to a dollar. My advice is that if we must realize the aspiration of taking our economy from recession to the path of recovery and growth, we must do everything humanly possible to ensure that the value of naira to dollar does not depreciate beyond the 305 that has been approved. Otherwise, we will go further into recession. I pray that we don't go into depression. Because one of the major problems that is facing our economy today is the gross devaluation of our currency. Because Nigeria is mainly an import-dependent economy, such that there is hardly any economic activity, any production activity in this country that does not have local content. And due to mismanagement of our foreign exchange, we have imposed hardship, imported inflation into this country, and that is what we are suffering from. The same thing applies to the inflation rate. Last year, the assumption was that the inflation will be kept at 9.8%, but it deteriorated to as high as 18%. This year, the projection is 15%. 15% is bad enough as rate of inflation in any economy. I hope and I urge Mr. President to ensure that the rate of inflation does not go worse than the projected 15%. Also, our budget, the budget for this year is a deficit budget, and it is expected, the gap is expected to be funded with loans, but mostly foreign loans. And from our economic relationship with China, most of these loans are likely to come from China. And I will urge Mr. President and members of his cabinet that will be charged with responsibility of negotiating these loans to be mindful of the interests of the country, because most times Chinese loans are budget tied, are tied to projects that will be designed by the Chinese, executed by Chinese, and in most times it gets so bad that the design is done is prepared in Chinese language, difficult for our own people to interpret, and they determine the cost of such projects. So we must be very careful that at the end of the day, we don't get to change. We must get value for whatever money that we are borrowing from them, because this is a loan that will eventually be paid. You know. Also, there is the issue of diversification of the economy. Now, yes, we've been talking about diversifying the economy from being a monoproduct economy to a multi-product economy. But the issue is that at this particular the foreign exchange earning, we are focused mainly on crude, on petroleum. But the issue is that, yes, we want agriculture, we want to diversify into other products, but the institution, you know, that will make this happen, we have not focused attention on. And that is why I will call on the Mr. President to look at the structure and operation of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. As it is presently today, that the performance of that establishment leaves much to be desired. You know.
Thank you very much, Honorable.